Hey everyone, welcome to my channel again. So this is Mukul from SDLC Genix Business Analyst Consulting. So as you know that when you work as a business analyst, it's very important to clearly document the requirements. And there are different types of requirements. There are functional requirements and there are non-functional requirements. And they are very important because when you go to the UAT, then you need to test the functional requirements and non-functional requirements. That's why at the beginning of the requirements gathering, it's important to document functional requirements and non-functional requirements separately and clearly. But so many people don't understand what are the difference between these two types of requirements. So in this video, I'm going to show you what are the functional requirements and non-functional requirements, and what are some of the examples, so that when you go to work as a business analyst in real project, you know how to document those functional requirements and non-functional requirements. So let's take a look. So as you see in my screen, so what is functional requirements? So functional requirement is a requirement that defines what the product is supposed to do and what are the features or the functionalities of the product that we are asking the development team to build. So basically business team gonna tell you what product they want and what are the functionalities features they want. They're not gonna tell you how they want it, because the how thing we're gonna ask the developer or the solution team to come up with. Business might provide some suggestions, but at the end of the day is the development or solution team's final decision to come up with how to solution it. But business gonna tell you what product they want, what features or functionalities of that product they want, and that's what we call functional requirements. So here you see some of the examples. The functional requirement focuses on what users want, not how. Basically what the business team wants in terms of the functionality, not how that functionality is going to work, what they want. Also, the functional requirement captures what business value the product or feature will bring in. That means the features that they're asking, what value is going to add to their team or overall to the project. So that's also important, like what value is going to add. You just cannot say that I want this. You also need to explain. So usually the good business analyst should ask those kind of questions to the business. What value is going to add? Why do you want this functionality or feature? And then usually it's defined by the user or business and not the technical user. So usually it's defined by the business team, not the solution team. It's not a solutions team's job to define this requirements. The business team is going to tell you what they want. So this is the definition of the functional requirement. Now let's take some of the examples of the functional requirement. You see some of the examples. Let's say that a product, business wants a product and some functionalities, and that product or functionalities are going to sit on the system called ABC. So development is going to build or deliver this product or functionalities on the ABC system. Now, what are some of the functional requirements in this case? For example, number one, the business might want that they want to be able to log into the system. So that means they need to have a user ID and password. They should be able to log in. Number two, they should be able to load a single or multiple files at a time into the system. Let's say they want to load some files and the file contains so many data, right? So they should be able to load single or multiple files to the system. Number three, user will be able to receive a success or failure confirmation email. Let's say business team is loading some data. It's not 100% guaranteed that the system is going to work, that the data load will be successful. Or maybe when business is loading some data, probably they are missing some key information. Thus, it's important to have a success or failure confirmation email from the system, so the business team knows whether their data load was successful or not. Number four, they'll be able to search for a specific record in the system. Let's say they loaded so many data. Now they want to see what data set they loaded. Let's say they're loading a file where there's the first name, last name, address, zip code, etc. So they want some search functionality in the system. So they're going to log into the system and they're going to say first name, last name. I want to see how many data or records I've loaded for that person. So that's the search functionality here. Number 5, they should be able to receive an automated report weekly or monthly about the number of records loaded to the system. Let's say they loaded all the data and everything, but they want to have a report generated from the system so that they can see what data they loaded, on what date, and how many records. And the last example, number 6, system will clean up the data loaded after 365 days. Let's say business doesn't want those data to be sitting in the system forever because there's a cost for maintenance and probably they don't need after a year. So in this case, for example, they want to clean up the data after 365 days. So system should have that ability, or system should build that ability to clean up those data automatically after 365 days. So these are some of the examples of functional requirements. Now let's take a look what is non-functional requirement. So non-functional requirement is a requirement that defines the properties of a system where product is built or operating. So it captures the performance, it documents the reliability of the system or application, it documents the scalability of the system. So performance is very important, right? Like, for example, a system can operate 12 hours a day, 24 hours a day. So what is the performance? What time does it operate, right? It could be one of the performance. Then is there any limitation, or is it scalable? For example, if it operates for 12 hours, or if it accommodates 10 users, can it operate for 24 hours without any interruption? Or can it allow more than 10 users? Let's say business wants to have 100 users to log in. So these are some of the non-functional requirements, but let's take a look at some examples. So let's say that the product is built on a system called AVC, like I told you before. So some of the non-functional requirements could be the system will be able to accommodate up to 10 users at a time to log in and load data. Let's say business is saying, hey, I have 10 members in my team. So can your system accommodate those 10 members? Can my 10 members can log in? Or is there a limitation, like your system cannot allow more than 5 users, right? So this is one of the non-functional requirements. So number 2, the system will be able to upload data at a speed of 500,000 records per minute per hour. Let's say business wants to load 40 million records in 2 hours. But if the system loads only 500 records per hour, that means it's not going to be able to load 1 million records in 2 hours. But business wants to load 40 million records in 2 hours. So this is important to understand the non-functional requirements of a system so that you know what is the speed, what is the performance and of the system, so that it can accommodate the business need. Number 3, the system will make the data available to users within 24 hours from the time data was loaded by the user. So business might say that, hey, I have loaded the data in the morning and I want to use this data within 12 hours. But if the system says no, you cannot see the data available until after 24 hours. So it's not gonna work for the business, right? So this is important to understand, like, what is the performance of the system? Can business rely on this system, or do we need to update the system or change the system? So these are all the functional and non-functional requirements that you need to document as a business analyst upfront when you start documenting the requirements, not later. So you need to ask those questions to the business about the functional requirements. You need to understand the system requirements. You need to study the system. That way you can combine those two to deliver a successful product or features. So I hope this video is helpful for you. I hope that you are able to understand what is the difference between functional requirement and non-functional requirement when you're going to work as a business analyst. So just so you know that when you work on a real project, it's really important to document that way. The project team is going to compliment you. They're going to think you know a lot, because these are the things always business analysts going to miss to document properly and clearly. So it's important to understand functional and non-functional requirements and what the difference and how to document them. Please let me know if you have any questions, and please reach out to me via email or schedule some time with me if you have any questions or need any kind of help. I've been working in this industry for more than 10 years as a business analyst, as a senior business analyst, solution consultant. So I know pretty much everything. Still I'm learning because there's a new system coming, but pretty much everything as a business analyst. So please reach out to me if you have any questions, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you.